Boom! Here we are. Excuse the glare. But we got that DC Multiverse Mcfarlane Collector's Edition Power Girl. This joint just went up for pre-order like a couple days ago. Sold out of the pre-order mad quick. I had trouble getting a pre-order. Got one in thanks to Toy Shiz. Check him out. But then I was walking around Walmart and saw this figure just sitting there behind the glass case. Canceled that pre-order. Picked this bad boy up. And I'm very excited. I'm very excited to get this thing so early. It's kind of crazy. But maybe it's not that early. Check your Walmarts. Anyway, enough of the talking. Let's take a look at what we have in hand. Like I said, it's that Power Girl action figure, typical Mcfarlane Collector's Edition boxing, number 31. Power Girl Reborn. And this image of her right here, kind of her modern look, not the jacket look, that's the platinum that's coming out, I believe. And for those of you looking for, I'm not gonna hold out on you. Here's that barcode. Take a look at that. Screenshot that bad boy. All right, let's get this figure open. Here we go, man. We got Power Girl in full effect. Before I go further, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, make sure you like and comment. It helps that algorithm. For those of you who do watch me, I usually do the weekly wrap up on Sundays. That's going to be on Monday this week. I wanted to save space for this amazing figure. Got it last night. Just wanted to get it to you. Ready to compare her to some other Supergirls I have. See how she stands with the super family that I have. And see how she stands with some other DC Multiverse female figures. Let's move it right along. So we get this display stand as we get the hockey puck. But Todd, please, for the love of all that is holy, give us a flight stand when we have a flying figure. You see this beautiful image right here with her in the sky in that pose? We want to recreate that. Give us a flight stand with flying figures, please. Especially in a collector's edition, that should come with all the bells and the whistles. Anyway, I am done. Here we have this beautiful card right here. Awesome. Same thing on the back of the box. And then you have her data file. I was going to read this whole thing out loud, but who has time for that? So if you want to see it, pause it. Okay. It's pretty cool. Do you guys collect these? Do you hold on to these? Do you put this in a card book, or you kind of just throw it in a pile or even throw it away? We get these hands. She has open hands right there. I'll show you that when we get closer to the figure. And she has these kind of gun hands. Is that a trigger finger? They're not really grabby hands. It's almost like she should be holding a gun. That's interesting. And then we get these fists. So she could punch people in the face. Simple, no sculpting, just blue hands. And then this is really cute. This really makes me wish I got the that Superman that came with Crypto, because this is cute. We have Streaky, the super cat, and she has her own cape. Streaky is a girl, right? Correct me in the comments. Has her own cape. Really reminds me of that Toy Biz Superman cape from back in the day. It doesn't, no articulation, none, but it has a lightning bolt on the side. It's pretty cute and fun. I like when cute things like this are thrown in. Oh, we have that really nice S logo right there. Let me see if I can get in focus. It's kind of hard to see. There we go. Very cute. Very cute. But let's get to the reason why we're here, Power Girl. So right off the bat, I am noticing some differences. That belt is way cooler than this one. I'm not sure exactly which one is more comic accurate. There's a lot of differences between this and the box, you know? She has more of a shoulder pad here, whereas this image is kind of her classic. It's not a button, but you know what I'm talking about. Same thing Captain Marvel has. I do like how they attach this way better than that Shazam Captain Marvel figure, the new one that came out. Looks like his cape fastener, whatever it's called, is just kind of floating. I like this, but yeah, I don't follow Power Girl too much, especially in recent years. Is she more like this now with the shoulder pad, or is she more like that? Because that's a complete, I mean, the boots are different here. The gloves are different here. So it's kind of weird when Mcfarlane gives us an image on the back of the box, and he's done this before, and it doesn't exactly match the figure. It's not that deep, but to some it is. Anywho, let's get a closer look at Power Girl. So automatically, I'm loving the sculpt of this figure. I'm digging it. He's giving us the wired all-around cape, so it's also wired on the bottom too, which I like a lot. You're allowed to you can do more with it. Show her backside, and she got a dump truck. And believe me, I say that in the most respectful way. That's kind of her 360. Let's bring her in closer to see more details. Will you stand while I do that? Probably not. I don't have the patience. So if anyone who watches this channel, you'll know that I'm a massive Superman fan. I really am. I love Superman. And I love families and stables, maybe because of like wrestling. I love factions. I love groups. I love teams. So when I saw her, I was like, she'd be a great addition to my super team. I'm not like I got to collect every single Mcfarlane figure, but I was really excited when, you know, he doesn't make that enough female figures. So the fact that he made one in the super family, yeah, I'm all for it. So let's take a better look at her face. And this is a really great head sculpt. Now, some people were saying it's the Wonder Woman repainted. I'm not really seeing that. Do you? I think that might be reaching a little bit. But I'm digging it. I like the hair. It has a little more detail, subtle detail in person. I hope the camera's picking it up. Like it a lot. Remember the days of side-eye? I'm so happy we're past that. Let's take a look at this body. And it's a great body. I love that he put the overlay in there, so we're not getting some crazy ab crunch to this figure. You know, it breaks up the suit. And it's kind of cool. Like this diaper piece, it is a diaper. It's not one piece, but it really looks like it is. It's so tight and form. Sorry, let me get you in better focus. It's so tight and form fitting. It feels like it's all one piece, as opposed to, you know, this kind of like where it just feels off and wrong and bad. And when you put these two figures side by side, it really looks like Catwoman's packing something. So, you know, in just a short amount of time, Mcfarlane has come a long way when it comes to how he puts these figures together. Like, this should have been made like this. This looks like it's one solid piece, where this is so broken up. And that works for some figures, not so much if they don't wear belts. And it's supposed to be just one skin tight thing. And usually he'll use the belt to like break up the diaper. But here, I mean, it just all feels like one solid piece, which is dope. Anyway, I'll move on from that. You got these hands right here. These open hands, which I love. I really like the boots. I don't know how comic accurate they are. But I do love them. I love when there's texture to them and different colors. It's not just one solid piece, and the grips on the bottom. Like, I really do enjoy those details, even if sometimes it's not comic accurate. And I really can't tell you if it is. But now, one thing I am not liking is how this cape is detached. It's just, there's such a gap right here. And I wish this came down more flush. Same thing on this side, but obviously this hides it. So that's the thing. Like, I don't like, and it's nitpicky, but I wish it was more flush. Almost looks like, yeah, you probably can fix that. But that's my only big gripe with this figure so far. Let me give you another 360. Focus. Let's check out some articulation. Typical Mcfarlane articulation, really good. Loose, but not too loose. And this is very pliable, so it does not get in the way whatsoever. You can even clip this off if you don't like it and customize one that looks more like this. It's not really fastened. It's not fastened to anything, which is cool. And the diaper doesn't stop. The articulation, we're gonna do the splits, get your heads out the gutter. That's kind of weird. Now, you would never have her like that, but just the way the joints are exposed, I'm sure it's like that on most figures, but it's kind of weird when it's flesh tone. You don't notice it so much when it's just one bodysuit. So that's kind of weird, but I'll never have her like that. Got that ankle joint. No toe articulation on this one because of the boots, I guess, which I don't mind, but it does make posing a little easier sometimes. Let's check out that ab crunch. Oh, okay, my bad. I thought it was one of those things where there's an ab crunch and it has like that, you know, light plastic overlay like on the Damian Wayne Robin, but no, there is none. There is no ab crunch here. Just at the waist, which we get a lot of waist, which is great. So you can get her into flying if you want to, but she's not going to be able to do anything, no crunching this way. You can get a good back bend though. And the hair does get in the way, I think, a little bit from looking up. You can look down really good, of course, to the side. So flying, this is kind of the best you'll get. Which is, if the head can go up a little bit more, it'd be better. But it is what it is. And the cape, I mean, it's great. It's a harder wire in here than I feel like some of the others. I love it. Love the short cape. You can do exactly what she's doing on the box. Beautiful figure. Not perfect, but I am not unhappy. This is pretty great. Let's see how she looks with some other Supergirls. Here we go. I have her with two of my Supergirl figures. I do not have the one that came out. That's kind of, I guess, more the classic look. I hated the red legs that went all the way up. I thought it just looked pretty cheap. So I passed on that one. And I've been using the Injustice Supergirl as a Supergirl in my collection. And I love it. I got that Sasha Calle Supergirl from The Flash. It's really, I love the design of her suit and wanted to see her with Cavill's, blue and red suit. They stand together on the shelf. But if you look at the size comparison here, Power Girl is huge. She is huge. And I know she's supposed to be bigger than Supergirl, but this is a big size discrepancy here. She is ginormous, which is kind of dope. Especially if you're in your the narrative in your head canon. Your Supergirl is still kind of like 15 or something. And this really works really well. I like it. And here she is with some of my other female DC Multiverse figures. And I mean, the scaling is kind of crazy here. She stands taller than this McFarlane version Wonder Woman I have here. And she is a giant next to Catwoman and Batgirl. I don't know if Power Girl's supposed to be like a freaking Amazon. She's definitely the biggest female DC Multiverse figure that I have. Let me know how big is that classic Wonder Woman. Is she as big as this Power Girl? Because she is huge. I know she's not on a stand like she is, but still, just a bigger figure. So let me know if it's like, if you think it's appropriate because she's big, she's Kryptonian, or is the scaling off here? Let's take a look at that kind of female World's Finest that she had going on with Huntress. Like if you want to do your World's Finest kind of together, does that look right to you? For me, I don't care. I'll use forced perspective or I'll just let it be. But let me know for you guys who are a bit more purists, bigger fans of Power Girl, how you feel about this scaling. I gotta see how she stands next to her actual cousin, right? This Earth 2 Superman figure. The world that she's from. Am I right about that? She is standing taller than probably the tallest Superman figure we've ever gotten. And just to make sure the size is right, I'm going to throw him on a stand, on a hockey puck. She's way too tall, man. She is way too tall. Wow. Scaling is crazy right now. Let's see how she stands with the rest of my super family. And here's my super family, how I choose the figures I selected. The figures I selected to kind of stand on the shelf and fight some of their rogues. And I mean, she fits in wonderfully as far as like as the aesthetic and the colors, but her height is crazy. Like her and Steel are the same height. She stands slightly taller because I have her on that puck. But like, Steel's supposed to be huge. You can justify that because he's in a suit of armor, right? And this Superman already scales smaller than he needs to with all the other figures. But that is nuts. I mean, he's still, for me, the best McFarlane Superman figure. And you saw her paired up with the Earth 2, the Crisis Superman. Like, that's the tallest Superman figure that I have. The Hush one isn't that tall. And, I mean, Cavill still is a shorty. So she scales too tall. She can be tall and big, but I mean, she's not supposed to be taller than Superman. I mean, she stands taller than, they're about the same height. So that's kind of, forced perspective. I'll make it so she doesn't seem as massive. But she is huge. But outside of the scaling, which I know is pretty big, she fits in with my super family nicely. I showed you my Supergirl, the one that I'm using until we get a classic one that I like. I got my Connor Kent Superboy. Stand up, will a real Kara Zor-El stand up? I got my Connor Kent Superboy right here. Let's get a little bit more light on this bad boy. And of course, John Henry Iron Steel, and have my John Kent Superman figure, Superboy, Superman. Grab this cape from an old, that Man of Steel line from back in the day. I had one I didn't mind getting rid of his cape too. It's like that one that fought Doomsday, the Doomsday 2-pack. And I gave him Superboy Prime's head. Skin tones aren't a perfect match. I feel like it shows up worse on camera than it is in person. But I hated the head sculpt he came with. And the head sculpt, actually, in my opinion, it works better for Superboy Prime. Maybe I can show you real quick. Where are you, Superboy Prime? There you are. There's something just more evil about that to me. Even though it may not be comic accurate, I don't care. So that's the figure. I mean, I love it, but man, is the scaling atrocious. That scaling is atrocious. It's kind of lame. It is what it is. I know some of you guys are going to be really mad about how that scales. But like I said, correct me if I'm wrong here, and I'll throw a stand on him so you can really see the height difference. But isn't the Crisis Superman the tallest one we've gotten so far? So, yeah. Not upset though, not a deal breaker. Like I said in the display, have her on the flight stand. You won't even know that she's that tall. I do love the figure. I hope you guys are able to get her and get her soon, that you're not waiting too long, because she is pretty cool. And we've been waiting for Mcfarlane to give us more female figures for a very long time. I dig it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know how you feel about this in the comment section. Like I said, please subscribe, hit that notification bell. We are just getting better every time. Still fairly new at this. But I'm really just here to have some fun, man. I want to have fun with you guys. So yeah, check me out tomorrow for the weekly wrap up. We got a cool little image of Supergirl sitting in her chair on set of the movie. Can't believe they're already shooting that. Yeah, it's a good time to be a comic book fan. It's a really great time to be a Superman fan. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Make sure you like. I already said all that. I'm not going to bore you again with it. And I'll see you next time. Same super time, same super channel. Peace.